Channel Cruise duo will be accompanying me. Whose phone is that? I'm going to step on.
Hey, is that Beal from Naked Lunch?
That's the guy. Hey, so this is culled from a few different sources. It's not a strict cut-up. It's not X-rated, but it's not G-rated. So if you're guarding virgin ears, fair warning. You guys want to hit it? You have to be in hell to see heaven. Flashes of serene and timeless joy. A joy as old as suffering and despair. The Johnson family was a turn-of-the-century expression to designate good bums and thieves. It was elaborated into a code of conduct. A Johnson honors his obligations. His word is good, and he is a good man to do business with. A Johnson minds his own business. He is not a snoopy, self-righteous, troublemaking person. A Johnson will give help when help is needed. He will not stand by while someone is drowning or trapped under a burning car. Kim is a slimy, morbid youth of unwholesome proclivities with an insatiable appetite for the extreme and the sensational. His mother has been into table tapping, and Kim adores ectoplasms, crystal balls, spirit guides, and auras. He wallows in abominations, unspeakable rites, diseased demon lovers, loathsome secrets imparted in a thick, slimy whisper, ancient ruined cities under a purple sky, the smell of unknown excrements, the musky, sweet, rotten reek of the terrible red fever, erogenous sores suppurating in the idiot, giggling flesh. In short, Kim is everything a normal American boy is taught to detest. He is evil and slimy and insidious. Perhaps his vices could be forgiven him, but he was also given to the subversive practice of thinking. He was, in fact, incurably intelligent. Later, when he becomes an important player, he will learn that people are not bribed to shut up about what they know. They are bribed not to find it out. And if you are as intelligent as Kim, it's hard not to find things out. Now, American boys are told they should think, but just wait until your thinking is basically different from the thinking of a boss or a teacher. You will find out that you aren't supposed to think. You have to be in hell to see heaven. Flashes of serene and timeless joy. A joy as old as suffering and despair. Life is an entanglement of lies to hide its basic mechanisms. Cut word lines, cut music lines, smash the control images, smash the control machine. Kim remembers a teacher who quoted to the class, "If a thing is worth doing at all, it is worth doing well." Well, sir, I mean the contrary to be true. If a thing is worth doing at all, it is worth doing, even badly, said Kim pertly, hoping to impress the teacher with his agile intelligence. To be sure, Kim was rotten clear through, and he looked like a sheep-killing dog and smelled like a polecat. But he was the most ingenious, curious, resourceful, inventive little snot ever rose from the pages of boy's life, thinking up ways of doing things better than other folks. Kim would get to the basic root of what a device is designed to do and ask himself, is it doing it in the most simplest, most efficient way possible? He knew that once an article goes into mass production, the last thing a manufacturer wants to hear about is a better and simpler article that is basically different. And they're not interested in a more efficient, simpler, or better product. They're interested in making money. When Kim was 15, his father allowed him to withdraw from school because he was so unhappy there and so much disliked by the other boys and their parents. Kim was the most unpopular boy in the school, if not in the town of St. Louis. They have nothing to teach you anyway, his father said. Stay out of churches, son. All they got is a key to the shithouse. And swear to me you'll never wear a lawman's badge. Consider the menace potential posed to you and your compadres by decent church-going folk. You want to take care of those vermin without endangering your fellow Johnsons. Now, what characterizes these shits? They have to be right. They need the approval of others. You have to be in hell to see heaven. Flashes of serene and timeless joy. A joy as old as suffering and despair. A new disease, it seems, confined to dogs, man-made dogs, in his own lousiest image. Dogs exhibit all the worst characteristics of human animals. They're fawning, filthy, vicious, servile, literally convulsed by their need for approval. Just like a religious lawman fawning on the Lord and fingering his kill notches. A dog has to be right. He is right to bite someone who has no right to be in that yard, that house. Well, if a dog attacks dogs, chances are good it will attack human dogs, right in their ugly, snarling, ingratiating, cop-loving, priest-loving, boss-loving, God-loving epicenter, the vile, groveling worshippers of the slave gods. When a disease agent moves from one host species to another with no natural immunity to that strain, the agent can become incomparably more efficient. Most attempts at germ warfare, in fact, start with animal diseases like glanders, parrot fever, anthrax. Kim paused to reflect that a plant virus, once it got root in human soil, might produce a Garden of Eden while you wait. A paradise consisting of plants and fertilizers. We have a virus which we may term the right virus, already occupying the target. We have a disease agent canine programmed to attack selectively any host occupied by RV, the right virus. Our canine is further linked with the DO, the death organism. Just formulate the thought, I am right and you are dead. Cut word lines. Cut music lines. Smash the control images. Smash the control machine. Plans are underway to buy land in the Mound Builder area of the Illinois River across from St. Louis to found a new town. Johnsonville will serve as a communications center and clearinghouse for intelligence reports. The tone will be flatly ordinary. We'll bore people out of it. Kim spends several days writing up a scenario for Johnsonville. Towns like Johnsonville can only exist with strict security and control a buffer area to prevent infiltration. The basic concept is sound, a town that looks like any other town to the outsider. The same formula can be applied even more successfully to a neighborhood in a big city where people are less curious. Is it good for the Johnsons? That's what Johnson intelligence is for. To protect and further Johnson objectives. The realization of our biological and spiritual destiny in space. If it isn't good for the Johnsons, how can it be neutralized or removed? You are a shit spotter. It is satisfying work. We have observed that most of the trouble in this world is caused by 10 to 20% of folks who can't mind their own business because they have no business of their own to mind any more than a smallpox virus. Now, your virus is an obligate cellular parasite, and my contention is that what we call evil is quite literally a virus parasite occupying a certain brain area which we may term the right center. The mark of a basic shit is that he has to be right. Victimless crimes are the lifeline for the right virus, and there's a growing recognition, even in official quarters, that victimless crimes should be removed from the books or subject to minimal penalties. Those individuals who cannot or will not mind their business cling to the victimless crime concept, equating drug use and private sexual behavior with robbery and murder. If the right to mind one's own business is recognized, the whole ship position is untenable, and hell hath no more vociferous fury than an endangered parasite. Some spotters cultivate an inconspicuous appearance and demeanor. They do not provoke aggressive or discourteous behavior. Other spotters will follow. Some will belong to ethnic minorities. Others may be marked by some eccentricity of dress and manner. Some will be obvious gays, reaction of the townspeople carefully noted. Then the shit slaughter units move in. Illnesses that can be easily induced. 5 cases of typhoid were traced to a church supper, and a sheriff got botulism at a segregated restaurant. In many cases, it is simple necessary to put the shit out of action, to close his store, his restaurant, his hotel, or deprive him of office.